Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're looking at Doom 2016 reboot. So, we've spotlighted a great failure rate, I suppose. Doom 1 in the form of Ultimate Doom on Steam, and then Doom 2 Hell on Earth in the form of Doom 2 Hell on Earth. And then the master levels for Doom, which really weren't made by id and aren't apparently very canonical, and there really isn't any actual canon in the story around Doom anyways. It is kind of just that you have this feeling. We also did the ultimate no, not Ultimate Doom, we did do that, but the third release for Doom 2, which would be Final Doom. The whole order is crazy. We skipped over Doom 3 and then the remaster of Doom 3 BFG edition, just because I don't own it. And it does seem like Doom 3 is more of a survival horror game than what Doom previous games have been. I would argue that yes, if you asked a general person off the street, Doom is more of an action first-person shooter than it is a survivor horror game a la, Bioshock 1 compared to Bioshock Infinity. I would say Bioshock Infinity is more of an action first-person shooter, where Bioshock 1, which is, I guess, a series that's more recent and I'm more familiar with, Bioshock 1 was trying to do some horror elements. Getting into the menu, this is where you launch. This is your standard, well, not EA, but EA has started to do this also. This is a Bethesda concept, and to push you directly into advertisements for SnapMap and the multiplayer, which I won't be covering at all because I don't care about the level designer SnapMap and I don't care about multiplayer. And that does not feel like anything that should be in a Doom game, because Doom has always been a single player campaign built around the levels, built around the enemy placement, built around that concept. So we're just going to go through the main story, and theoretically it takes about 11 hours to beat all of the levels in Doom 1, and it's going to take about 11 hours to beat all the levels in Doom 4 here, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So there is 3 new slots in an arcade mode, which we might check out arcade mode at the end, and then all your settings are hidden back here. Now I'm going to first of all point out that I can play with the Xbox One controller, which is amazingly good, because it has been not particularly fun to have to deal with mouse and keyboard. I'm going to move this down to easy just because I am a scrub and I don't care about it. I don't care about playing this game on anything. There is also a permadeath mode that I guess you unlock when you beat the game the first time. So maybe you have to beat the game on the first time on ultraviolence mode. If that is the case, then you would probably want to have to research that and play that. It's worth pointing out that this game was originally announced as Doom 4, a sequel just to Doom 3, and that failed over the 8 years that this was in development. Ironically, it was in development hell, a game based around hell. I turned on the subtitles. I've got the audio down to about 25% instead of the usual 10% outside of the app. That seems to be fine. And I'm going to just push it hard here. 1080p vertical sync off, when by default it was adaptive. I think it's adaptive vertical sync in particular is one of the features that was programmed into the id Tech version that runs this, that makes this a particularly adaptable game, which is why it runs still pretty well even on the Nintendo Switch. We won't be turning on colorblind mode or changing anything else on that screen, but on here it had everything just by default at high, or kind of a custom high, and I've moved everything up to ultra. I have a GTX 970, which is the recommended requirements, but that doesn't immediately mean that this will work. So we might go through 30 minutes of gameplay and find out, oh yeah, this is not running that well. That being said, I don't think that that's actually going to happen, particularly in this game, because this game is known for being able to adapt its own settings. Although it's a little sneaky, and this has been a thing that people have complained about, particularly PC gamers, where you have the advanced settings and you turn on the advanced settings, but specific scenes, specific areas, if something is detected as far as a low frame rate, the engine itself will just turn down the quality and not tell you, so that can be annoying. You could play this in a gritty mode or a cinematic filter mode. I don't know what you'd particularly want. And then I could turn on the frames per second, but I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope everything works here. And I think that's all we need for the setup. It's always long to start into these games, but hopefully everything is good. This will run smoothly and we'll start playing the game. So it does ask you the difficulty, even if you don't go into settings. That's good to know. Select this difficulty if you prefer a more relaxed gaming experience. When entering combat, you have a high chance of success while not without its challenges. The difficulty should help keep your blood pressure in check. Or you could choose this difficulty if you want to play the game without any adjustments. You need good balance of focus, aggression, and fearlessness to ensure your survival. Or ultraviolence is for players who want to challenge. And even when you're on the easiest difficulty, you're not getting too insulted with the icons. Nightmare mode is available, it seems. Combat is a knife edge. One mistake can be the difference between living and a gruesome death. There are no tutorials. It's weird that you can only turn off tutorials if you play nightmare mode. And let's see. This is Nightmare with one adjustment. If you die and the campaign is over, and the death marker will be left behind as a reminder for how far you progressed. You can save your campaign upon completing a mission, and dying or failing in a rune trial will not affect your progress. But this is also locked behind. I guess maybe you have to beat it on Nightmare mode before you get Ultra Nightmare. That would be my guess on how that works. And certainly I'm not going to get anywhere there that close. So you work eternity through the Shadow Realm, standing against and where all others falter. May your reputation never quench, and retribution never quench. May blood on your sword never dry, and may we never need you again. The Corks entry 7, chapter 7, stanza 17. So we'll get into the story if it's even really described. I think we are on Earth, as I understand it, but we may be on Mars fighting demons again. But this is set like years after the events of what allegedly happened on Doom 1 and in Doom 1 and Doom 2, and thus they've made this entire religion fearing you as the Doom Slayer, and that it, well, I thought it was going to fade out and just go forward anyways. They've made the demons have basically made a religion fearing you as the human who slayed them all, and you've been frozen and you're going to wake up. I would also want to point out there is a little bit of a load here, but there is quite a large load when you first launch the game. Also, when the very first time you launch a game, you have to agree to like 4 different end user license agreements as far as a code and conduct and such, just to play online. It's rather ridiculous. So So I'm gonna hit OK.
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
And that's more dialogue there than I think anything that was shown in Doom 1 or Doom 2. So now we're into the game, just starting off. And what you can take from this is there's technology here that the zombie monster demons can actually work with. There's no indication that any kind of apparently these don't explode. There's no indication that I have a limit on batteries on this gun. This is the very first gun. And so yeah, I've been either frozen or encased in stone, and they dug me out. And they're gonna regret it. And I assume that this is probably human construction that was taken over by the demons. The left stick does this, and that's the right stick. Left stick doesn't do anything. This trigger seems to go down sights. And let's see, we can jump, which you couldn't do in Doom 1. We can crouch, which you couldn't do in Doom 1 or 2. So you're playing a very different game now. This is definitely the type of reboot you would want to have. Because, yeah, sometimes so much technology has changed. That's the requirement. Now, what will be an interesting question is right stick clicks this too. So they're straight up worshipping you.
We have to contain this.
And we're either in our underwear or naked. And here's our Doom guy suit. I said I thought his name was John, but it's apparently his name is not ever mentioned. I guess just because they're John Romero and John Carmack both worked on this game, that I assumed it was the same namesake. So everything is being done with the right stick. And the demonic symbology certainly is a lot more different. You don't see yourself in the reflection of the visor. It's stopped being a... It really stopped being a cartoony, silly graphics when you can do these realistic graphics, and you're really pushing it forward.
Cannot determine the cause of the demonic invasion until the Resop satellite is brought back online.
So we need to align the satellite.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
And he doesn't care one bit, so he just throws it away. So, the other thing is that voice sounded pretty demonic. I know there's a few collectibles around, but I'm not sure if they'd be in this first area. I'm not sure that they're going to be too hard to miss. It's just a lot of corpses The thing here to take from this is this isn't a sneak around survival horror game like Doom 3 apparently was. We just started the game. We have the bare basic amount of abilities, and it was super easy on easy mode at least. We're not supposed to die here in the tutorial. So we're going to do glory kills, which this is a whole new concept. So the reboot really has completely changed the game. Dealing damages to demons will cause them to stagger, which is indicated by a blue highlight. I do not see a blue highlight. I see an orange highlight, and I am not colorblind. Moving to close range. When the highlight turns orange, press right stick to perform a glory kill. Or at least I think that's right stick. I am looking at this on, I think it's a 50-inch TV 10 feet away, so it's a little hard to read some of the small text. Attack team demons from any angle, including from above, to perform glory kills. Glory killing demons will always drop health. So we got a new codex, and we just dropped a digital form of health. And the thing I would say in particular is you would probably not need to glory kill a lot in a row, and even if you did, it's not going to be a terrible experience because it's not taking forever. A lot of times glory kills do take a ridiculously long amount of time to animate because the animators are too proud of their work. Here's a new gun. And so we're probably going to have limited ammo. So press the right bump to switch quickly to your previous weapon. So infinite ammo handgun, 20 shots shotgun. Okay. Well.
Demonic presence at unsafe level. Lockdown in effect.
So that was not anything at all. Well, I wouldn't call myself primarily a expert first-person shooter player. Otherwise, I would be embarrassed to play on easy. You play it enough as a secondary gameplay mechanic that most people are perfectly fine. It doesn't seem like they even can see you or move fast enough. These guys are so weak. That being said, you never had infinite bullets really before either. They've completely eliminated a part of Doom, which was that if you ran out of your main gun, you would have to punch them with brass knuckles. Apparently, that looks like it's shotgun shells. Looks like there's actually quite a lot of shotgun shells. Now I have 15 armor, so we're getting an idea of what the different guns and what the different pickups look like. But they are very much digital pickups. So it's, I guess, the idea that your suit is getting code or energy of some sort to reinforce itself. Then that was an awkward jump. It's kind of floaty.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
What is a safe level for a demonic presence, I wonder? Okay, and then we have to kill that. And does that summon more? Red bells do explode. But I suppose I don't need to do glory kills except for when I am low on health.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
So this is probably the point where we were supposed to start to have some trouble and potentially die in this fight. And maybe on nightmare mode this would work. Also feels like I should have some kind of grenade or something, but clearly we haven't unlocked anything like that yet. Alright, I have 3 shots left. So if I have 3 shots left, Now there's gotta be at some point, I'm fairly certain there is, a different kind of glory kill that will give you ammunition, because even on easy mode, I am finding ways to run out of enemies. Run out of bullets.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
So yeah. It definitely feels like I could have just gone like this though a lot and taken all those enemies out. This is also where the level building snap map comes into play. I assume there's no secrets that would be unlocked by blowing something up. Although that did hurt me. So I don't think I need to shoot every red barrel I can find. But yeah, here we have a section that is clearly a doorway and a connecting piece. Over here you have a doorway that's clearly a connecting piece. Over there there's a doorway that's clearly a connecting piece. It's pretty obvious that they made a whole system where it would be very easy to
We cannot be allowed to leave this place.
So it's
Everything.
some kind of cyborg human, which has not been in the Doom canon as far as I know. And here we have an elevator.
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
So we get the late opening, and you get the obvious thing here where Evil Corporation, possibly UAC again, has decided to go back into Mars, into the Doom, the Hell world, and potentially steal something of great importance that acted like a beacon to summon the demons to come back and get it. Press B to access your dossier? No, press the share button. Auto map. Your mission tab will show up on auto map, and your mission challenges and exploration items can be found on your current mission. So this is by far a major improvement compared to what you could do in Doom 1 and Doom 2. There really was no change between Doom 1 and Doom 2. Not noticeable to an average player. And even some of the other games that were still running on id Tech that came out that weren't in the Doom storyline didn't really do anything for us. Didn't seem like they really improved too much. Hide text with the Y button. Zoom, cycle objectives. So, find the resource ops center. We are here. We started down there and took the elevator up out of the facility, and we're going to just slowly work our way quite a far distance, actually. That is quite far. Left stick would change it to 2D. Let's see. Left stick changes it from 2D, which I guess technically that's 2D instead of 3D. We have weapon upgrade points. The game is now a full RPG. Nothing really got upgraded in the previous Doom games. The only thing maybe is your health and your ammo and your weapons that you'd found would carry over from one level to another level in a specific episode. So we've killed 8 enemies with the shotgun, and we've killed 11 with the pistol. So we could get a charge energy shot to hold down the left trigger and get a more charge shot. That would require 1 point, and we have no points. We could get quick recovery, and we could you can move at full speed when you have a charge energy shot. And then if we got everything, we'd get increased power. So upgrading your infinite ammo gun makes a lot of sense, but where we get these points from, I didn't catch that. It very possibly told me. Everything here as far as upgrades, I can't even see them. Let's see, find a pistol drone to unlock the mod, find a pistol drone to unlock the mod, so we can't even do anything with the pistol. Praetor? Praetor? Sounds like Predator without a D. Suit token. The Praetor suit tab allows you to upgrade the variety of the Praetor suit capabilities. Here you spend your Praetor suit tokens on available upgrades and view requirements to unlock the remaining categories. So we don't have any tokens for this. We could get environmental resistance for 1. This upgrade improves resistance to environmental and explosive damage. We could get the area scanning technology, which we have to use an auto map station to unlock this upgrade. We could get equipment station. This upgrade improves equipment capacity and recharge time. Pick up the equipment item to unlock these. Pick up an equipment item. So we are going to get grenades, which there were never grenades in Doom before. Maybe there wasn't some mod or something, but not in the main games. Power-up effectiveness. This upgrade improves the effects of power-ups. Use a power-up to unlock these upgrades. Power-ups, I assume, are temporary things you collect, and not the tokens or upgrades. So there's a lot of complexity here. It is kind of getting away from what Doom was, where it's just like, get in there and shoot things. There's no more complexity to it than that, other than secrets. And I imagine there will be some secrets, but they will probably be closer to platforming game secrets of modern time compared to running against walls and hitting the, I guess it would be the left stick now, to try to open secret walls. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually 0 secret walls in the game, or possibly only 1 secret wall as a joke. And yes, it's a bit of spoiler, but there are collectibles you can find to play the old levels, but I don't know if that means it's just going to load up an emulator to play the old levels, or if they have actually rebuilt in the new engine all the level map and map data of the old games. Because if that's the case, that might honestly be the only first opportunity in which I could actually play the game without getting motion sick. And I can say, 30 minutes in so far at least, I am not motion sick at all. So technology certainly has improved compared to Doom. Let's see. So gore nests. Studies of demons upon entering this dimension have shown that their conduct is not purely vindictive. There's a method behind their actions. When a demon captures its prey, the fresh kill is taken to a temporary ceremonial site where arcane rituals are performed on a pile of blood and gore. When enough corpses have been gathered, the ceremonial site becomes a gore nest. These sites, imbued with hell energy from the rituals, act as umbilical cords to hell. Extreme caution must be taken when approaching the gore nest, attacking the nest, or indeed any demons within close proximity to the nest will act as an alarm and siphon more demons from hell. So yeah, they come from hell. Now the question I guess we need to ask is, do they come from hell or do they come from Mars? Because that was always weird and fast and loose. I like that this is going with the more demonic and for mature style of games, whereas Mortal Kombat 11 recently came out and I haven't played it or anything, but it does definitely feel like Mortal Kombat has gone for more of this silly, ridiculous, gross violence instead of trying to be what it was in Mortal Kombat 1 or 2, where it was still a little silly, gross, ridiculous violence, but there was a lot of pushing the limits there with realism and graphic displays of gore. Let's see. So we get a kill and a count for every kill and for every glory kill we do. But I don't know if there's any reason why you need to glory kill every single type of enemies. I don't think there will be a significantly large amount of more variety in the enemies. It's just that all the enemies from Doom 1 and Doom 2 have been drastically reanimated to look realistic, and we'll be fighting them again a lot. So we'll probably be seeing imps all over the place, although this is labeled as Imp 1, so it's possible that there will be several varieties of imps, which that works too. And then the possessed. Let's see, the possessed are created in the Lazarus Wave event, a phenomenon first discovered by Dr. Olivia Pierce during the Lazarus Project. There's so much story here that either is from Doom 3 or has just been written and made. Like, remember Doom 1 and Doom 2 maybe had a text screen after you beat an entire episode, but that's pretty much all the story that happened. Everything else would have had to been either made up in the minds of the players or said aloud in interviews or side stories, maybe comic books. I don't know if there actually was a Doom comic book. So push down to view your current objective and mission objectives at any time. Even at this, I guess we can see, as far as the database is concerned, there's only 8 more database things that we'll see, although each one of those may have a sub thing, and that's true for everything in the codex. There's only 25 more weapons, which that beats the 8, maybe 9, or was it 6 or 7 weapons in Doom 1 and Doom 2. Yeah, I think it's maybe just 6 or 7 weapons. So there are different things that will unlock. There's only 34 more monsters in the entire game. If you assume that there's at least 4 boss fights, that means there's only a variety of 30 more items, and there's only 15 more artifacts. So they're not really pushing the game in any way to try and make it a super long experience. That's just kind of not what they're going for. They want to make it nice and sweet and short and sweet. So it looks like there's something there, but I can't really mark that. And we've gone about 30 minutes, and that's how long I wanted these episodes to go. So, yep, we've set everything up where, as far as we want it to go. I still feel like I should be using this gun, because I did run out of bullets pretty fast. And you have your indicator at the top telling us that it's 572.5 meter or feet or units of some sort in that direction towards our goal. In the lower left hand we have 100% health with no armor. In the lower right hand we have our guns indicator, which so here's a charge shot. We already have it, it's just really delayed. I don't know what the blue bar means. I guess maybe that's just a secondary indicator of ammo. I would say, personally, I don't like that that the games take up 3 quadrants of a screen with UI. It's kind of ridiculous to have your health and ammo taking up 2 different points when you could probably have health just be indicated by a glowing red, which is what Unity games, Unreal games do all the time, is that it's just a glowing red thing around you, or a cracking glass in your monitor or your shield, instead of telling you full health and full ammo. Even at that, you could just put health and ammo in the lower right side too, so then my eyes would only need to look up for an indicator, which I probably won't need too much, because I imagine, even though this is starting off with a nice skybox of what I assume is Mars, this could be Earth, though, for all I know. I have no idea what year this is, or what location this is. But yeah, I would like to see maybe the map slowly disappear and only show up if I needed to, and I would like to see the health and ammo go to the lower right corner so we can just have more screen space. So let's see, before I give up here, if maybe there's something we can do that would change that. It's interesting to have multiple monitor support on a game, because trying to have multiple monitors turned on when playing with a game is usually a bad idea. So this is using OpenGL, which might be something. Let's see, resolution scale. I could probably turn that up. Can I go above 100? Nope. So that wouldn't work. Let's see, lens flare you could turn off. UI opacity. Yeah, so it's a bunch of options we could change. Use a screen-centered Doom Classic weapons pose instead of an angled pose, so that the gun would be pointing directly from the center. Change the crosshair style to simple or none. Let's see. So if I turned off the compass and that's kind of the only thing you can do, is you could turn off the compass or you can turn off the HUD completely. Let's see. So now the compass is gone at the top, and that fixes a little bit. Or I could go and turn off the HUD completely, which would be everything, I guess. Like, I probably do want to see the boss's health bar. I probably do want to see an interactive prompt. Interesting. So, like, the compass is the only thing that you can turn off. So, they're making a big deal about your health and your bullets. And the one thing I'd like to see really is just a mod that would put it closer to the corners. Like, even at 1080p, those indicators are not close to the edges at all. So here's the Doom mode with the gun right in the middle, which would take up even more screen. And if you look at his thumb now, he is rather awkwardly holding his gun. So we wouldn't want to really play with that. This is still by far way better than Doom 1 or Doom 2, because in Doom 1 and Doom 2 the entire bottom row was full of a secondary UI, and that was simply because the computers at the time could not show the graphics that were happening in the main screen. In fact, a lot of people had to turn down the main screen just to get it to run at all. So yeah, there's a couple little mods I would have liked to see there to just improve the appearance. All those advanced settings for graphics, and you still can't change the user interface, which is probably more annoying than whether this is at 1080p with 16 times anti-aliasing versus 8 times anti-aliasing, which a lot of people won't even be able to tell the difference because they won't be looking for that. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. It's been a little meandering and we didn't get far for sure, and it'll just be straight gameplay going forward. But yeah, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.